Hello and welcome to Pratik Chess Videos.
Hey friends, today we're going to see a game between Shirov and Wely. Amazing game, epic encounter. Let's start the game. The game started e4, c5, knight f3, knight c6 theory, and now d4, c into d4, knight into d4. Well, main knight c6 main line theory. But in the game actually, instead of d4 takes, knight c3 was played. Yeah, which was in the main game. Now knight to f6, and now d4 is the main move leading to a kind of four knight setup. But here white plays a side main line, bishop to b5, attempting to exchange the knight for the bishop, and then play e5, which is a nice idea. But now queen to c7. Now e5 is not allowed because of knight into e5. Short castle bringing the king to safety, and now e6. The idea is bishop e7 short castle. Rook e1, idea is e5 and then d4, and we are trying to have a breakthrough. So now a6 attacking the bishop is the main move, and I think the move he should play. But here black played kind of cunningly, and here played knight to g4. Knight to g4, idea is that knight g5 is coming, and then we are blocking your pawn. So that's why before blocking the pawn, white quickly plays bishop into c6, exchanging one defender of the e5 square, b into c6, obvious move, opening the b file, and now e5. Two defenders are there and three defenders here, and two attackers, so the attack's not gonna work, and also the knight is denied of its favorite f6 square. So now f6 now idea is to, well, play knight into e5 or f into e5. F into e5 is better, and then we are just good. But now d4, and by the way, this was a weakening of the king side, that's a note worth taking. So now c into d4, queen into d4, attacking the g4 knight. Now knight into e5. If the knight was protected by something like h5, then just e into f6. Knight g into f6 is forced, and then bishop f4 would be nice, with the idea of that after e5 we can here take, or even best we can take with the knight on e5, sacrificing the knight. But after f into e5, bishop into e5, knight into e5, rook into e5 check, king to f7 is bad because, well, this king is just lonely here. So bishop to e7 should be played. But now rook into e7 check, king into e7, and then queen into h8 is a totally winning position for white. So now after the move knight into e5, now we need to decide. So now knight into e5 is played. We are taking back the pawn, and after f into e5, rook into e5, idea is bishop f4, and then rook into e6 check is maybe coming, and many things are coming. Yeah, so bishop e7, and now idea is to play bishop f6 and then pin, and also if white evades the threat, the idea is to short castle. But now bishop to g5, very cunning move, because this helps this captures black, because now if you play bishop to f6, then bishop into f6, g into f6, and then rook to f5, e into f5, but then queen into f6, and then after rook e1 check, you are losing the game. So that's why here bishop into g5. But after bishop into g5, now rook into g5 comes, idea queen into g7, and well, that's it. So that's why so bishop d5 you can't even short castle because of bishop into e7. So now after bishop g5, bishop d6 was played, attacking the rook, and if the rook moves, we take the s2 pawn. And now white does a very nice move. Now pause the video and think what can the move be. Now white plays bishop to f4, an amazing move. We sacrifice the exchange, but for a good reason, because well, firstly c5 was played in the game, but black can't seriously take here. So because bishop into e5 is coming, queen to b6 is forced, but then queen to g4 is coming, with the idea of queen into g7, which is completely lost for black. So after bishop to f4, amazing move, c5 was played, attacking the queen. The queen just moves to e3. Now a6, with the idea to not allow knight b5 and then knight into d6. So now white plays knight to d5 because there's a pin on the e file, and also attacking the queen, disrupting black's positional balance. Queen to c6 is forced, but now comes rook to wait, no, on this rook to g5, rook to g5, not such a great move, but still doable. Rook into g7 is the idea, free pawn. So now h6 was played, but after h6 here, now bishop into d6 was played, which is a good move because, well, if you take on g5, then there's this simple, wait, no, there's the simple, there's knight c7 check, and well, there's this bishop move. We can, but best we can develop the rook and then prepare queen into g5 with a very big advantage. So in the game, after bishop into g6, actually h into d5 was played, and then rook to d1, and now rook to h6 was played, trying to protect the e6 pawn for the advancement, but now knight to e7, which was the idea before. Actually, if you play queen into d6, then knight f6 check is coming, and then you lose your queen. Actually, the queen c6 was kind of a double attack here. H into g5, after it was kind of a double attack, and rook d1 is the only way to save them both. So it's a nice move. So now rook to h6, supporting the e6 and also moving out of any kind of tactics, losing something. So now knight to e7, attacking the queen. Now queen to a4. Idea, well, firstly we are just moving our queen from an attack, but one idea that could be is to either play queen into c2, attacking the rook on d1, or to either play queen to h4, threatening mate on h2. Well, not really, because bishop is here, so that's an idea cancelled. So queen into c2, I think, is the idea. But now queen to f3 comes with the very bad threat for black of queen into a8. And if you play queen into c2, then Well, it's totally lost here for black because knight g8 comes attacking the rook, threatening mate, so we are completely winning. So that's why here instead of queen into c2, bishop b7 was played. Now yes, bishop b7 with the idea to take the queen. But now queen into b7. Actually, bishop b7 was a consolation. We need to give a piece to distract the queen, or else we are just lost in one move. So queen into b7. But now rook to d8. The rook escapes and also protecting d7. But now comes a nice one, knight to g8. Well, still not that good, but it's doable. Attacking the rook, and after rook to h8, which is a very bad move. So comes queen to f3. Nice move with the idea that rook into g8 leads to queen h5 check, and the game is over because g6 runs into queen to h7 with queen to e7 mate. Okay, so this was the amazing game. Well, the lessons from this game were that don't forget to make your don't forget your king safety, as black didn't do any thing about his king and white just punished that. So this was the amazing game. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and the bell icon. Thank you.